Welcome to today's Let's Walk About It. I'm out with Lola and it's a beautiful, crisp and sunny day. But today I want to share and contemplate the differences between worrying, anxiety and panic. 20 years ago, I used to work on national TV. Hang on, do a little turn here. Lola's tangling me up. I used to work on national TV on a program called House of Fear. And we used to bring viewers in to usually haunted hotels or somewhere that had that spooky sense about it, and we would run a live broadcast on the morning show where we would have a group of volunteers, viewers who had phobias or irrational fears, and then during the week we would work with them and help them overcome their fear. Now it was very much TV, so it was edited and overproduced, but I used to work mainly behind the scenes working with individuals, and I was amazed at how little information many of those people had about the differences between having a phobia or being just very scared of something. The difference between worrying, maybe over worrying, and anxiety. And no real knowledge of what a panic attack was. I would quite often say to people who said they suffer from panic attacks, I would ask them if they'd ever had a laughter attack. And if you're like me, you'll know what that is. I can remember being at school and supposed to be sitting quietly, concentrating, focusing on the teacher at the front, who sometimes looked a little odd. Sometimes my teachers also had odd names which didn't help, funny names for teachers. I always used to think that, you know, if you had quite a sort of a strange name, being a teacher wasn't necessarily the best place to be, surrounded by all those prepubescent boys or girls, depending. I was at an all-boys school, and one of the things I noticed was that I could easily be triggered by friends of mine. So if I was sitting listening to the teacher, and then from just behind me I heard a friend of mine kind of make this sound, it would set me off. I would find myself wanting to laugh just from that sound. And the more I thought about that sound, and you know, if I turned around and looked at my friend's face and they pulled a funny face at me at the same time and pointed at the teacher, for some reason I would find something really funny about either what the teacher was saying or what the teacher was doing or how the teacher looked. But actually, you know, it wouldn't have been funny had I not been triggered by my friend behind me going like this. And then I would try, and that sound is stifling a laugh. And what it would do, and it still happens to me now sometimes, not so much as I get older, but it would trigger a laughter attack where I couldn't stop myself from laughing, to the point that my friend and I would just be tears rolling down our faces, trying to not cause attention to ourselves. But in the end we did, and we usually got severely told off for being disrespectful. But you know, when somebody would say, "What are you laughing at?" I couldn't have actually explained what I was laughing at. I didn't really know. And it's just what a laughter attack is, and what a panic attack is, and what an anger attack is this overwhelm of emotion that you just can't stop. But it was fascinating that people didn't know. And so what I want to do on this video is just sort of share my experience and my understanding and my connection to and insights around the difference between worrying, anxiety and panic. And I want to make it very simple. Worrying is thinking about something that hasn't happened yet and feeling as if it's happening right now. That's what worrying is. That's what the laughter attack was as well. thinking about something that isn't happening right now, but feeling as if it is, feeling as if something's really, really humorous when it isn't. And with panic, however, a laughter attack is pretty harmless, particularly if a teacher's got a thick skin. But an anger attack or a panic attack can be quite traumatic for yourself, but also for the people around you as well. So worrying is thinking about something that hasn't happened yet and feeling as if it does. Now, if you continue to do that and you create a habit from it, what happens is that worry can turn into anxiety. And anxiety is a type of fear. It's a type of fear that I describe as false evidence appearing real. So it's not real, it's not really happening, but it's false evidence. It's something you've been worrying about, or you've been hearing about. It's somebody else has been scaring you with information. You might have read it in the newspaper, heard it on the news, but it's false evidence appearing real. And our brain can't tell the difference between something we imagine and something that's actually happening. So if we get over anxious, the brain is telling the body that we're in danger, and then the body panics. So the difference then between worrying and anxiety is worrying, we can kind of learn to stop worrying, but once it gets to anxiety, once we get into this laughter attack, anger attack, panic attack, it's getting out of our control, and we need ways, natural ways, to bring ourselves back into control. Anxiety left unresolved can lead to panic, and panic is a different type of fear. Whereas anxiety was false evidence appearing real, panic is forget everything and run. And that's not good. That's not a great way to deal with fear. That's an absolute last resort to dealing with fear. Now, we don't get ourselves into situations most of the time. There are very few, very rare situations where we have to forget everything and run these days. And we're very fortunate in that respect. But people still, when they're having a panic attack, it is about forget everything and run. Anger attacks are the same. It's forget everything and react. And often that reaction is an outward reaction. Whereas with the majority of people, thankfully, their response to panic and high levels of anxiety is to take it inward. And by taking it inward, what they do is they then create this anxiety, this inner anxiety that can sometimes materialize in them just shutting down. Not necessarily, if they can't flee and run away from a situation, they shut down. And finally, what I want to share with you is another more natural fear. It's the fear we're born with, and it isn't really a fear, it's a sense. Fear, I believe, naturally is a sense. It's there to guide us, it's there to protect us. Anxiety at low levels and worry at low levels is also a sense. It's a way of us recognizing that there's something seriously happening that we've got to take action for. And so the fear, the natural fear I want to share with you today, is what I call feeling energized and ready. That's what fear, or the feeling of fear, was designed for us. It was for evolution, for continual growth and thriving, not for shutting ourselves away, not for attacking each other, not for feeling frightened all the time and panicking. And so there are three types there. So as I said before, we have worrying, thinking about something that isn't happening right now, but feeling as if it is. That can lead to anxiety, which is false evidence appearing real. It's how fear can be manipulated to control us through false evidence appearing real. We've heard lots about fake news over the last 3 to 4 years. And so that fake news is false evidence appearing real. And if we treat it as if it's real, that can then lead from anxiety to panic. And panic is forgetting everything and running. Where I help people through nature connection is to reconnect and grow our sense of self, our true nature. Start experiencing our nature, start connecting to our nature, start understanding our nature, start getting insight to our nature so that we can feel energized and ready. Anyway, thank you for listening to me on this Let's Walk About It. If that's useful for you, it might be useful for other people as well. So please share it with others, share this video, and with anybody you know that may be feeling quite worried, might be feeling anxiety, might be feeling panic, and might be even feeling anger, might be even having trouble with laughter attacks as well, especially if they're in a position where they shouldn't really be laughing. Share this with them and see if this understanding, this new understanding, is helpful for them. If you want to talk to me about this, get in touch. It's so easy to get in touch with me now. I'll leave links to me underneath. You can just Google Ian Banyard, Nature Connection, Ian Banyard, Natural Mindfulness, and you'll be able to find me. And I'll share with you how I overcome fear, how I used to help people back then in the 90s to overcome fear in a natural way. I always believe the natural way, if it works for you, if you can do it, if you can tap into it, tune into your true nature, the natural way is always the best way to heal ourselves. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one as well, if you will. And remember, you can always join me on Nature Connection World. I'll put the link to that under this video as well. It's our online community. It's a global community. It's starting to grow now, more and more people on there. And it's a wonderful place to come and help create more nature consciousness in the world. Anyway, take care. Have a great day today. See if you can get out into nature too. I'll leave you with this lovely sunrise.